Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
From sprinkles to snow, the end of our weekend is going to look a whole lot different than the start.
The road to the recount, efforts to get Michigan ballots recalculated could end tomorrow morning.
But first, the chopping block. Vandals had an axe to grind against some homeowners, leaving their yard a mess. A Sterling Heights couple forced to stay out of their backyard after vandals destroyed close to a dozen mature trees.
It's a very strange story. As Jermont Terry tells us, this couple and police are both stumped by who left the mess behind.
We're not talking just 1 or 2 trees in the backyard. This yard is a mess. It's like a jungle out here. 9 big maple trees cut down, and the owners think this was done intentionally.
Opened the door and this is what I found.
It takes some maneuvering for David Atkinson to step onto his patio.
Pushing the branches back, try to be as safe as possible.
That's because one of many huge trees leans against the house.
Trees, branches, a lot of sadness, to be honest.
And a whole lot of confusion.
Why us? Why now? What did we do to deserve this?
These images show how his backyard in Sterling Heights looked. A total of 9 30-foot maple trees lined the property. But this week, David and his wife came home to find every one of them chopped down.
It hurts a lot. We purchased this home in July, and one of the major selling features and things that we loved about the home were the beautiful, rare, mature trees.
Trees someone intentionally cut down.
Was this supposed to be done in someone else's house?
While they were at work.
It was not professionally done, so it was somebody with some kind of an agenda that, yeah, I mean, it's baffling.
Police were called, and the obvious question looming, did this couple upset someone?
No enemies that I know of, no enemies that she knows of, no family feuds or anything, ex-lovers. We've been together 20 years. We're really at a loss here.
And lost is the beauty of nature they adored.
This is not what anybody needs around the holidays.
And you might imagine this is not going to be a cheap cleanup. The Atkinsons expect to spend a couple of $1,000s to clear this backyard, but they're going to also spend some money on some new security cameras, because if this happens again or if someone else comes in their backyard, they want to make sure they capture the individual responsible. Reporting in Sterling Heights, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
All right, Jermont, and neighbors said they heard the chainsaw but assumed it was a hired contractor. The person who cut the trees did not have a marked truck.
Well, it all goes down in Lansing in the morning. Will the State Board of Canvassers sign off on a $5 million recount of our ballots, because Green Party candidate Jill Stein is asking for one? A recount President-elect Trump is now objecting to. We bring in Mara McDonald. She's downtown tonight with more. Mara?
Devin, as you know, the State Board of Canvassers is equally made up. 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. And what goes down tomorrow morning is probably going to be one for the history books.
But we are going to bring our country together.
Donald Trump on the move in Ohio tonight for his thank you tour. If he's concerned about Jill Stein demanding recounts in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, he sure didn't show it. But his legal team has filed an objection to the request for the hand recount here, citing 3 major arguments. Number 1, Stein is the 4th place finisher, is not an aggrieved party here. Number 2, a hand recount will be so laborious it will not be done in time for Michigan to have its electoral votes counted. And 3, well, they question whether her petition was properly notarized. Stein has no evidence of fraud, and Trump is accusing her of trying to perpetuate, quote, an electoral farce. Meanwhile, Stein is calling Trump's objection shameful, outrageous, and an attempt to undermine democracy, and insists, quote, the recount in Michigan, which has been driven by grassroots support in the state, will go forward.
One thing that is sure to come up during the State Board of Canvassers meeting is the cost of this hand recount, now estimated at $5 million. Stein has written a check for $973,000 of that, which means that Michigan taxpayers may well be on the hook for the rest if it goes through. We are downtown. Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Okay, thanks, Mara. Well, those sprinkles we saw today, a little bit later on, we'll see some snow instead of sprinkles.
Yes, and we are going to get a little breather in between, but by the end of the weekend, things are going to start to look a little bit more like December, the one that we know and love, or some of us do at least. The sprinkles tonight hanging on by their fingernails. We've still got a couple raindrops out there on 4 Live radar. This is really light stuff. It is going to dry out here within the next hour or so, and we will wake up to just cloudy skies in the morning. Temperatures, though, on the chilly side of things, mid-30s, and even though we'll be at 38 here at noon, numbers are going to struggle to hit 40 by the afternoon. So we'll look at when we can get some warmer temperatures and also the timeline on those snowflakes for the weekend, all coming up in a few minutes. Devin?
Today, family, friends, and hundreds of fellow officers said their final farewells to Sergeant Colin Rose. There were flashing lights as far as the eye could see as police cruisers lined the streets. Inside the church, a solemn tribute to Sergeant Rose, a K-9 officer who loved his 4-legged partner.
He loved his dogs.
We will never be able to make up for the loss of Sergeant Rose's life.
This was his neighborhood. This was his beat. These were his family members. This was his home. He served them all with pride and dedication.
Wayne State has created a scholarship in Sergeant Rose's name to help train future public servants so he can continue to help others even in death, as he so often did in life.
Well, on the same day Sergeant Rose was laid to rest, Detroit police officers got into a gun battle in an East Side neighborhood. The 3 officers stopped to talk to someone in the middle of the street when a man standing on a porch started shooting at them. Well, they fired back. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. The suspected shooter is in custody.
The woman accusing former MSU star Mateen Cleaves of sexual assault testified today during a critical hearing in the case. The woman says she went to a hotel room willingly with Cleaves, but says when he started touching her, she ran out, but he pulled her back in. She says on her second attempt to get away, she was successful and got help from another hotel guest.
When you were outside of the room, did you see any other human being?
Yes, I saw a woman in the window of another room.
Okay. And what, if any, action did you take in relationship to that woman?
I mouthed, "Help me."
Now, that woman allowed the accuser into a room and called 911. However, on cross-examination, the accuser admitted she never told Cleaves no, which the defense says clears their client. Now, this hearing will determine if the case will go to trial, and it resumes tomorrow morning.
Well, if your drive to work takes you along DeQuinder Road in Oakland County, you'll need to take an alternate route. The Road Commission says drivers can expect major delays tomorrow on DeQuinder between West Utica and Burning Bush Drive. Crews have a busy day completing the reconstruction of DeQuinder, activating new traffic signals and placing lane markings. To get around it, take Ryan Road to the east and John R. to the west. Police officers and firefighters teamed up tonight on a mission to go shopping. 15
underprivileged children from Madison Heights Goodfellows paired off with members of the police and fire departments, and the kids got to pick out holiday gifts for themselves and for their families in the annual Shop with a Hero event.
Kids are having a ball. I had a little girl that I took shopping, and she was just amazing. Knew exactly what she wanted to pick out for her family members, and we had a really good time.
They both had a good time. It sounds like Meyer donated thousands of dollars in gift cards so the children could shop and, at the same time, build a bond with the police and firefighters.
Which is also very important.
Great part of it, isn't it?
Well, it is difficult to watch, but cameras roll as a driver hits 2 children and their father crossing the street. And when you see the video, you'll wonder, how did he not see them?
Also, it'll be difficult to deny. You'll see what a landlord was caught doing that has the renters looking for a new place immediately.
But first, President Obama takes a stand on women in the military.
Coming up Friday on Local 4 News Today, it's about time to send out those holiday cards. And tomorrow, the experts reveal what you should include and avoid when writing them. That's at 6 a.m. Plus, it's Fitness Friday.
It's a brand new workout, and all you need is this wall. Fitness Friday tomorrow.
And as always, we've got your weather and traffic on the 4s when you join us starting at 4:30 a.m. We'll see you Friday morning.
Today, the Obama administration declared its support for requiring women to register in the event of a military draft. It's a symbolic but significant move as the U.S. military shifts from a male-dominated force. The White House emphasized it is committed to an all-voluntary military, meaning no one would be forced to serve unless there were, of course, a national emergency. Changing the policy would require an act of Congress. Meanwhile, President-elect Donald Trump spent the night in Ohio thanking voters in a state that was key to his election. It's part of his swing state thank you tour. Trump promised to grow jobs, shrink taxes, and rebuild an energy-independent America. Tonight, he also mocked his skeptics.
How many times did we hear this? There is no path to 270.
Well, the president-elect also announced he is naming retired General James Mattis as his defense secretary.
Change brewing at the top of the Starbucks chain of command. Chairman Howard Schultz made a surprise announcement today. He is stepping down as CEO of the company. Not going away, though. He is going to become executive chairman in April of next year to focus on innovation, things like high-end shops and social impact of Starbucks.
Okay. Well, what we are about to show you will probably ruin your Hawaiian fantasy.
I hate to do this to you, but these webcam pictures show that it is wintertime. Would you believe that's Hawaii?
No.
The National Weather Service in Honolulu has issued a winter storm warning for the summits of Hawaii's Big Island. Up to a foot of snow possible on Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, the two volcanoes in Hawaii.
Well, the summit's closed to the public because of icy and dangerous conditions. Meteorologists say they could see periods of heavy snow and wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour through Friday evening. I had no idea.
We could have posted that picture and gotten a lot of guesses before anybody got to Hawaii.
That's true. Yeah. But you know, if for folks who live out there, they know it actually snows every year out there. Yeah. And the actual name Mauna Kea means White Mountain in Hawaii.
Now, there you go. That's a great nugget.
There you go. That? I had a lot of time during the football game. Look that up. Let's move on. Just another reminder that it's December. Here's the tree down in Campus Martius, looking bright and beautiful tonight. 39 is where we're at right now. The wind chill is below freezing, 31. And we're going to continue to see these breezy conditions right through tomorrow, even though the rain is going to shut off here momentarily. Temperatures are in the 30s everywhere except for City Airport, which is still checking in at 40 degrees right now. And as we look at the broader picture, we're still getting those westerly winds off the lake, and that's what is fueling those lake effect showers. It is all liquid out there right now, but that moisture is continuing to dry up more and more. So by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, I think we will be in the clear as far as the precipitation goes. But again, the breezy conditions, the colder air, that's not going anywhere. Temperatures struggling to hit 40 in the afternoon tomorrow. And as we get into the weekend, as high pressure approaches, at least the winds will die down some. We will be dry again Friday and Saturday. But once we get into Sunday, this is our next system that's going to be moving in here. Not a lot of moisture at 10 a.m. out here to our west, but by the time it makes it to us after sunset, could be getting some snow and enough to sit on the grass and maybe some deck railings and such as we get into the end of Sunday. Tonight, though, 35. Those showers still on their way out, trying to hold on as long as they can. Highs tomorrow just above 40 degrees, at least in our metro zone. So we're going to break down those highs in our 4-zone forecast. Just like yesterday, this is another one of those days where there's just not going to be a whole lot of difference across the area. 42 generally here in the city. As you get to the south zone, it's 40 and 41 pretty much, with a couple areas that may just top out at 40 degrees in Tecumseh and also in Onstead and Milan. North of Michigan Avenue in our west zone, 40 and 41 for high temperatures. And I think everybody hits 40 or thereabouts in our north zone tomorrow afternoon. And again, with dry conditions, still a lot of clouds, not very much in the way of sunshine, but we will get some of that on Saturday. So finishing out the weekend on Sunday, it looks like we'll see about an inch or less of snowfall. Don't think it's going to stack up much on the pavement, but on the grass could be seeing that in a couple locations. Highs going to 44 Monday, probably not going to last very long, and then close to 50 degrees by Tuesday afternoon. Oh, and don't forget, we are starting our holiday lights.
It must be December.
Allegedly it is. And throughout, now through Christmas, we'll be showing these. And tonight's lights come from the Boston family, which is on Best Streets, I think, in St. Clair Shores. If you've got an impressive display, we want to see it. Share it on the community page. Click on Detroit.com.
What do you call this segment? You had Ben's Little Pumpkins. Is this Ben's Little Lights? Or well, what are we going to call this segment?
Ben's High Electric Bills. I think is what we're going to call it.
I like it. All right, Ben. Well, you've probably never seen a road rage quite like this one. Fists, we had a shovel, even a truck, all used as weapons. What had the drivers so upset?
And a West Michigan family out walking their dog, mowed down in a hit and run. The video police want you to see. That's coming up next.
Kids are. Police in Kalamazoo are searching for a driver who hit a man and his 2 young children and then drove right off. This video is actually hard to watch. A little warning here. The father was walking Tuesday night with his 4-year-old son, his 2-year-old daughter, and their dog, and a minivan just plows right through there, as you see. Witnesses say the car stopped for a second, then sped off. The boy's in stable condition. The girl has been released from the hospital. The father, if you can believe this, was not hurt. Walked away from it. The dog ran off after the crash, and the dog is still missing. Police released this video in hopes of tracking down the driver.
Well, what started as a seemingly minor fender bender between 2 trucks in the UK turned into a major case of road rage. A flatbed truck driver was talking to the other 2 drivers after the crash when he became agitated and abusive. 2 of them started throwing punches. When the 2 drivers returned to their truck, the flatbed driver reversed his own vehicle into them. He then smashed the window with a shovel. There's a shovel there, and then he drove off. No one was seriously injured, but police are searching for that driver.
A Colorado man got an alert that his security camera had detected motion in his apartment. When he checked the feed, he was not prepared for what he saw. It was not a burglar. It was his landlord in his bedroom, and he was having sex on the tenant's bed. It got worse. The landlord and his paramour later used the tenant's wife's wedding dress to clean up. The landlord is now facing trespassing charges. Strange case. A lamppost helped save a woman's life in Poland.
The woman was walking on the sidewalk when 2 cars crashed into an intersection. One car hit the lamppost just as she walked behind the pole. If the pole wasn't there, the car would have slammed right into that woman. Amazingly, nobody was hurt. Well, in a tradition that dates back to the year 1923, President Obama lit the national Christmas tree for the final time in his presidency.
Tree sits in President's Park, just south of the White House fence. President Obama, First Lady Michelle, and their 2 daughters were there to light the tree together. The president then reflected on his 8 years in office, which included a helping of dad jokes as he retains his title comedian-in-chief.
This one is easier because a tree does not move, it does not gobble. You just push a button and it's electrified, which is exactly what you don't want to have happen at a turkey party. I thought that was funny, Michelle.
Apparently she didn't. She wasn't.
Checky Obama.